Hi friends, Shannon with Cards by Shannon Lee, here to show you another example of watercolor blackout technique with embossing folders. This is the card that I'm going to recreate, and let's get to it. Here's the embossing folder that I'm going to use today, and it's called Holiday Floral Swag. Let's see if we can get a close-up of that. And this is by Spellbinders. It is a 3D embossing folder, though two-dimensional embossing folder will work for this technique also, but this is the embossing folder that I wanted to use today. So here I have a piece of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch watercolor cardstock, and I believe it is 140 pounds, and it is by B Paper Company. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my mister bottle, and I'm going to spray the back of it over my trash can, so it'll be off camera. So just give it a light mist. Well, it's a little bit of a heavier mist, I should say. It's not quite light. I'm not sure if you can see the shine on there. I sprayed it fairly well. Now what I'm going to do is, when I want the back of the cardstock to be the side that I spray the moisture on. Well, actually it really doesn't matter, because you can have moisture where you watercolor also. But what I want to do is make sure that here I have a thumbprint from black ink from making my last card, so that I want it to be on the back. So the part that's going to be the front is going to be the side that has the bumps on it. The really, really raised, bumpy side is where I want the front of the cardstock. I'm only going to emboss the bottom portion of this folder. So I'll close that down, and I use the Spellbinders Platinum 6, and I have the Universal Platform System. So what I do is just the base plate A, my 3D embossing folder with the paper, and the adapter plate D. And I'm going to run that through my embossing machine, and I'll be right back. I don't think I mentioned it, but the purpose of spraying the back of, or spraying your cardstock when you run it through an embossing folder, is that sometimes, especially with heavier cardstock, is the cardstock can crack, and I don't have any cracking on my cardstock. Sometimes even if you spray it, the cardstock can crack, so it just depends on the cardstock, how tight the fibers are woven, I suppose. I don't know, do they actually weave fibers? Or I guess how tightly the fibers are squeezed together is a better term for that. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to use, I already have a palette from the example card that I created, and I'm using some Distress Ink re-inkers as my watercolors today. I have Candied Apple, Savage Patina, Rustic Wilderness, Peeled Paint, and Bundled Sage. And I think I have enough Bundled Sage, but I'm definitely going to need some more Peeled Paint. So what I do is just drop a couple of drops into my, I think 2 will be fine, into my palette here, and then I'll add some water to water that down. 1 drop of the Rustic Wilderness, 1 drop of the Savage Patina, and I think we'll do 2 drops of the Candied Apple. Okay, set those aside. And then I just, in my craft room, I keep a water bottle with an eyedropper. I'll just drop in a few drops or so of water. A few more in the Candied Apple. There we go. And now I'm going to say a disclaimer before I start. This is going to look horrible, horrible, horrible as I start this process. I also need my water cup. I have this is already dirty water, supposed to be clean water, which will be a little bit off screen, and I think I need my paper towel, or a paper towel, to clean my brush off on. Okay, so I use my brush to mix the water and the ink together and just clean some of that ink off, and I'm going to just paint the different areas. I'm going to start with this pine bough and the wonderful thing about this is you don't have to stay in the lines. What you do have to do is avoid getting color in an area that you don't want that color to be in. So here I'm not taking any care to stay in the lines, but I am taking care not to come into the other image that I'm going to color the leaf a different color. So just bring that color into the image. And what I'm going to do is, while I'm coloring this, I'm going to speed it up and let you listen to some holiday music. And I'll be right back with you after I color the panel. Keep in mind, this is going to look very horrible before it looks good, but stay with me till the end to see how wonderful it turns out. before I show you the magic of the blackout technique, I wanted to tell you that I am having a little giveaway, and it will be I'm giving away a Crafter's Companion card kit. And the way that you can sign up to win, there is an entry form in the description box below. And if you can guess the closest time that it actually took me to create this card without going over, you will win that Crafter's Companion card kit. So enter to win by clicking the entry form below, submitting your guess, and also including a little bit of information so that I can contact you in the event that you are a winner. Also, I wanted to let you know that I am participating in the Scrapbooking Fun Summit. The summit is available for free to anyone who wants to view the, I believe, 30 plus presentations that are available at the Scrapbooking Fun Summit. The entry form, the link to get your free ticket to the entry form is also located in the description box below. If you are to purchase the All Access Pass, let me back up a little bit. The free ticket includes 24 hours of viewing of the presentations. Each day, several presentations will be released, and they're available for 24 hours for free. If you're interested in purchasing long-term access to the presentations, you will be prompted when you sign up for your free ticket to purchase an all-access pass or a VIP bundle. I can't remember exactly what it's called. Forgive me. But you will be prompted to purchase, if you're interested, a VIP bundle. With the VIP bundle, there are lots of giveaways, discount codes for from most of the presenters. If you happen to use my link to purchase the All Access Pass, you will also be signed up for another giveaway for the Spellbinders Advent Calendar. I'm giving away one Advent calendar to one lucky All Access Pass purchaser who uses my link to make that purchase. So let's get back to the video. Okay, so I am using, this is a pigment ink. It's called VersaFine Pigment Ink Onyx Black. Now, I recommend using a pigment ink when you do this. What you do is and I also recommend using the large ink pad. I wouldn't recommend using cubes, the little small ink pads, only because they're so small they end up getting into the images where you don't want the ink. With a larger pad, it will go over a majority of the debossed image. So I'm just going to take this ink pad directly to that paper, and all of the areas that are I suppose they're flat, the flat areas are going to grab that ink, and it's going to hide all the places where I went out of the lines with that watercolor. That's why you don't have to take care to, let me use this paper towel, I don't want the ink on my fingers. That's why you don't have to take care to ensure that you are in those debossed areas when you're doing the watercoloring. This makes for a very quick card, and if you are doing several Christmas cards, or if you have a long Christmas card list, I would highly recommend this technique for creating those cards. And this is referred to as the blackout technique. So here we go, and I'm just switching the areas of the ink pad, kind of spinning it around so that I cover this entire panel. And I have an area right here that's a little bit white still. And I also recommend having a scratch piece of paper underneath your card when you do this. Because I'm using pigment ink, it will take a little while for this to dry completely. Spin this around again. Make sure I don't have any areas that are uncovered. You might notice that I missed a berry right there. I can come in after the pigment ink dries and add some more of the red watercolor there. But for right now, I'm just going to set this aside and let it dry, and then we can finish off the card. I forgot to push play on the camera. What I've done before I push play was I put some double-sided tape around the outside perimeter of the back of the card. Now I have a piece of gold foil cardstock that I've cut the center out of so I could preserve that cardstock, since it will be on the inside and no one will ever see that. I fold up the edges of the tabs of the double-sided tape so that it doesn't stick down. Oh goodness, you know what? I made a big mistake. I didn't trim this down yet. Okay, well, all things can be repaired. It's a little bit of a waste of double-sided tape, but let me grab that other piece of sticky and we'll repair this little issue. Okay, so what I'm going to do is bring out my trimmer and trim this down. We're going to trim it down on this side here to 4 inches. There we go. And this side here, I think we will do I think we're going to do the bottom here to 5 1/4, so that when I add it to my gold cardstock, we will have a little bit of a mat all the way around. Okay, now let's add some more double-sided tape. Just around the outside perimeter. And tear that, and the other edge. And tear that. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, pulling up each end and folding it over. I need my pokey tool. There we go. I would appreciate it if you guys have enjoyed this content to give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. I appreciate all the support that this crafty community has given me. Here we go. Try this one more time. Now, I'm going to make sure all my little flaps are sticking out and line this up so that we have an equal border of gold all the way around. Try to do this without sticking my head into the camera view. Then have those corners stick down, and then I can pull the tabs out. And I need a piece of, rub that down with a piece of cardstock. Still a little bit of, oops, I forgot to pull the tab out. Pull that tab out, give it a little bit of a rub. Pull this tab out, give it a little bit of a rub. And I'm going to speed this up while I glue my sentiment. It says Happy Holidays, and adhere that to my panel. Give that a little press, and we got a little bit of glue seepage, but that'll dry clear because of the type of glue. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, Scrapbooking Fun Summit, free ticket registration, link is in the description box below. Also, the entry form for the giveaway is below. I will be drawing a name from the entries, or I'm sorry, I won't be doing a random drawing from that. Whoever is the closest to the actual time that it took me to create this card, by the time of the Scrapbooking Fun Summit kickoff, which I believe is November 5th or 6th, whichever day it is, I'll include that information in the description box below. That is when I will contact the winner of the prize for the giveaway for this video. And for the Advent Calendar giveaway, that will be the day after the last day of the Scrapbookers Fun Summit. I will also have that information in the description box below. Thanks for watching. Sorry this was such a long one. Bye for now.